wanted to do the census outreach is I had always wanted to be a census worker and be involved in counting of folks, but the census would not hire me. I took the test and I had one of the highest scores in the class, and because I had an old felony, something from when I was younger, they denied me. So given the opportunity from Picture the Homeless, and they did not discriminate against that, you know. A lot of folks, I didn't know exactly what the census contributed to. You know, I just thought that it was just a count and that it was a way for the government to know how many people you got living. I think a lot of people think like that and thought that they was going to be reporting your information to other city agencies, you know, and think that it's just a way that the government is going to be in your business. So, but I think it educated people about what the census really does.
People felt that the government was like Big Brother watching over them, so they didn't want to fill out the census forms because they didn't know if it was going to come back and haunt them.
Well, I learned that a lot of the homeless folks weren't being counted. You know, a lot of people that was living with folks. Well, most of the people that I found that wasn't counted was people at the Path. The Path is a temporary, it's a intake center for families that, you know, that need housing and shelter. And you go there, and if they find you eligible, then they place you and help you find housing. And most of the people that I seen that was going to the Path, they didn't even, half of the folks didn't even know what the census was, first of all. And then the other half didn't know how to get counted because they was in transition housing, you know, and some of them, didn't think that they had to get counted. You know, a lot of people in housing are afraid of getting having their family members evicted because a lot of folks in public housing are doubled up, and they are in threat of losing their apartments. So, you know, they keep their family members hush-hush. They don't want them using their address or anything like that. So a lot of those folks were not counted. They didn't really want to, you know, give out information. But I kind of knew when they was hesitant to speak to me. I already knew their situation, and I just urged them or told them, you know, how it wouldn't affect them.
I think the city and the shelters didn't want to fill it out, you know, because we couldn't even ask them. We couldn't stay, you know, like in front of them and ask them. We had to go down the block for them to ask. And I think that's not right because the city know what was happening. They don't want to, in the shelter, to know what the population is, you know, like how many people in the nation.
As far as doing the census from the public housing, I think it made a very good impact because a lot of people in public housing wanted to be counted in the census and wanted to know more information about how the census worked.
So what I did, I was telling them, usually that you've been harassed by cops, you know what I mean, this and that. Opposed to this ain't got nothing to do with the city, you know, like cops.
Our outreach made a good impact. It showed that we cared about them and that they were important. And as I interviewed young people, they were learning. They was excited. You know, they said, oh, this is why. And so they would answer the questions and then they would talk about their case.
I think that was a good thing that we did because I don't know, from the other years, I don't remember people doing that, you know, and I don't think that they had an accurate homeless count. And I think that it will make a difference, because now more people who are in transitional housing, you know, homeless folks and people that's doubled up, now they know that they need to be counted, and that maybe they have, you know, gotten counted.
It brings money into the community, and it lets the government knows that services are needed. Sometimes certain communities do not get services because they're not counted. This year's census, how it went up 3%, because you were willing, the government put out all this money to educate you, help you to be informed about the importance. And now that you have responded, that means that New York State will get more money, more funding. And just think about how it's going to help with the education system. Not just the education system, but the services that we need in our communities, which makes a difference. And so when we explain that to them and show them the numbers and explain how these numbers are important, then you may get the people, the population, to say, I'm glad someone finally decided to educate me. They were able to bring people in that was having difficulty with the housing situation, and to also offer them service in a sense of educating them, because we have an academy that teaches you how to organize and get grouping together and funding and policies, and the importance of working with the political officers. I think that with Picture the Homeless, the politicians will see this is a group, this is an organization that will not back down and will fight for the people.
Yes, because a lot of homeless people was counted out a lot. You know, they feel that they're not a citizen. You know, and the city like putting them down. You know, and now they start fighting back a little bit more, and that they have rights to. So I feel that's why more of them came out more, and the census came out good. A lot of them came out, you asked them, a lot of them lived in shelters, a lot of them lived on the streets, you know, so they're coming out more.